Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut with Mike Kelly, Real Estate Jerky Daily.
Doot, doot.
How you doing, Mike?
Doing good. Rotary was interesting.
That's good.
Yeah. So, and we had a pretty good turnout today. Not 50 people, but we did have a good turnout.
Jim was complaining about the 50 people rule, and we only have 30 people showing up.
Yeah.
And I told him we'll have better speakers.
Yep.
And the problem is that we don't know who it is unless we're on Facebook.
Yep. It's interesting when you become
You're
president.
a little short there.
Yeah. When you become president-elect and things change now that you're on the board and you start seeing what's really going on. It's just interesting.
Yeah, but you're fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I guess I only have the news today, right?
Yeah,
Because it's Thursday.
basically it's Thursday.
Dow's up 632 right now.
Oh, I could have said that.
The 10-year is sitting at 4.3877, opened at 4.42, and the rates are 17 basis points better today, and you're going, oh, wow, that sounds amazing. Oh, they were ugly yesterday. They got multiple alert to lock, blah, 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 and I locked one of my clients, and he thanked me for that, and it got worse multiple times after that.
Yeah.
And this all has to do with a few things. The big thing was the fact that after the Fed meeting yesterday, so here's the three things that Powell's last meeting as chair concluded yesterday. He dropped a bombshell that he's staying on as Fed governor, which is essentially unprecedented in modern Fed history. There was 4 dissenters in the room yesterday
That said, no, you can't do that.
No, they were talking about other things. And 3, there's heavy data this morning, which we'll get into. Those are the 3 things affecting the market.
Okay.
So what happened is so the 4 dissenters was Stephen Merriam, Neil Kashkari, Beth Hammack, Lori Logan. Well, it's Hammack, so it's not really Hammack. It's probably Hammack. Anyway, so the last 3, didn't like the existing bias language. Ooh. But Stephen Merriam thought we should supposed to have a 25 basis points cut.
And they did no cut.
They
right?
didn't do anything. They left it the way it was. So in history, when it comes to where a Fed governor, when they're done with their term, they go do something else. There's only been 2 times in history up to this point that they've stayed on as on the board.
Yeah.
And it was Charles Hamlin back in 1916.
Wow.
He was the first Fed chair, so he stayed on the board to keep the
continuity.
Exactly, and make sure the structures, everything else stayed in place. In 1948, we had Mariner Eccles, Eccles, stayed on as governor after his chair term ended, well, only because President Truman said, "Hey, could you stay on, please?" Because it was a giant Fed who shaped the modern structure during the Great Depression and World War II. So he stayed on for years before resigning. The big issue is, why does this matter for Warsh and rates? Well, Kevin Warsh's incoming chair, his job is significantly harder when there's like the past person there.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen here. And
One
of the reasons he's staying on is I think he's worried about being sued, and if he's on the Fed board, he has more protection than if he's just a regular citizen. I think that's really what it is.
Self-serving.
So oil yesterday spiked. We had a little relief today. Brent hit a wartime high of $126.41 overnight, pulling back to about $114. I don't know where it is right now. Down 2.8% on the session. WTI fell 1.7% to 105.12. Both contracts are still up about 60% since we started the war.
Wow.
Yes, so that's AUE is going to definitely leave OPEC tomorrow, May 1st.
Yeah,
We'll see how that affects everything.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, that will be interesting to see.
Yeah, and bonds broke the 25-day moving average and the Fibonacci, and we'll see what happens now.
Fibonacci.
Yeah, it's like that one show you already know about. All right, let's talk about the other information that came out today. I'm not going to read over here because it's too much information. We had GDP come out, showed a 2% gain on an annualized basis, below the expectations of 2.3%, but stronger than the 0.5% reported in the previous quarter. Initial jobless claims, this measures individuals filing. So this is the one that I'm surprised that everything's up because of this. Initial jobless claims was measured individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the first time was reported at 189,000 claims for last week. Bless you. This represents a decrease of 26,000 from the previous week revised figure of 215,000 and was below expectations of 215,000. So it's down below than they expected. Continuing claims decreased to 1.785 million from previous week revised figure. One of the issues that they were talking about is you get about $400 on average a week.
Okay.
When you're on unemployment, so that's like 21 grand a year. People can't live off that, so they jump into the gig economy. That's why they're not staying on the continuing claims.
Gotcha.
Because if they're doing that, they can't get unemployment. Technically,
right. Yeah, there's stuff.
So what they could do is
LLC,
LLC, throw the stuff in there, and then until you pay yourself, you could do it. Because I know people who got in the real estate market and other markets by being on unemployment just to get by till they got their first paycheck.
Yeah,
and when you get paid, you don't really know when you got paid. So
that's true.
That is totally wrong if somebody did that.
Yeah,
and full-time Uber driver makes, what do you think they make a year?
Full time, 60,
45 to 50,000 a year.
Okay,
but that's a lot of work and a lot of mileage, a lot of other. They don't make what they used to make, so it's not the best job anymore.
That's not a bad second job.
No, but they don't have a first job. That is their job, full time, not like in the evenings on weekends. That's full time.
Yeah, that's how you say that's no bueno.
Well, that's how you say don't do it in Modesto.
Well, yeah, I can't. Well.
Do it in like Las Vegas or other places. All right. We also had PCE inflation for March. That's a personal consumption expenditures came out. It increased by 0.7 and increased 0.7 to 3. What? That's wrong over there. They can't read it right. It's. Let me go to this other thing.
0.7.
Well, it did come out. Update. So let me get that.
Was it higher than they expected?
It came kind of in line, but still is higher.
Okay.
Let me see if it's better over here. The Fed's favorite measure of inflation, blah, blah, blah. The headline all-in inflation rose 0.7 in March, which was a very high number, but in line with the market estimates.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was all due to oil that it was higher. Mm-hmm. Year-over-year PCE, headline PCE rose 2.8% to 3.5% due to high monthly figures. And zero replacement from last year. I have no idea what that means. The core reading, which is Fed's main focus, strips out food and energy prices, everything we pay extra for, rose 0.3, also expected. Year-over-year PCE core rose 3% to 3.2%, partly due to 1% lower replacement from last year. Shelter was pretty much well-behaved and fell to the 3% year-over-year. So bottom line, it pretty much was in line with what they expected, and that's why when you have unemployment doing the way it's doing, and you have this doing the way it's doing, and GDP not showing it, I think that's the only reason we're seeing Dow's up today.
Okay,
because they like this kind of stuff, whereas the bond market, no bueno, no bueno. We'd like the fact that oil's down, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But there is a bunch of people waiting to refinance. The refinance pool is loaded.
So
it's like the Las Vegas, the one pool that has all those TVs.
Yeah. So
and all those people are in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine how much pee's in that pool?
I don't even want to know. I wouldn't even think about it.
I wouldn't even bother putting the dye in there. They're peeing.
I would put the dye in there so people know who is peeing.
Yeah. And so you can wait away from it.
So that you can go, it was him. It was him. I don't even know if they have that dye that's truthfully there. That's just made up.
Yeah. I would imagine they have it. What was that on originally? That TV, not TV, but movie.
I don't remember.
It was with
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler and all those ding dongs.
Yeah, I like the old one, the golfing movie.
Billy Madison.
Right? No, it wasn't Billy Madison.
Oh it was Billy Madison. He had to go back to school, so he got Daddy's Business. What was I?
Who cares?
I don't know. Forrest Gump keeps coming to mind, but I know it's not that. I hate when that happens.
I'm just saying, if there's anything else I missed today. Nope. We're good.
Okay.
So that's where the market is.
That's exciting news.
Oh, here's an idea. If you're going to do a refinance and you decided to start remodeling your house, you might want to tell your loan officer.
Yeah.
Had one that came back and the appraiser says, well, they adjusted as is, which means things don't have to be done.
Right.
Well, the problem, if it's health and safety, it has to be done. And if it's Fannie and Freddie, it has to have flooring in. And it's, one back. So I read the thing going, you got to be kidding me. You didn't tell me this was in a middle remodel. I would have said, we can't do this at all right now. Finish this.
Finish it.
Yeah. So
but they need the money to finish, right?
They need the money to buy out their ex. Oh. That's beside the point. But what they need to do is the cover on the hot water heater is missing. Just put that on. No big deal. The deck out front, either finish it or just throw some plywood on it. That's the statement.
What's the cover on the water heater? What is that?
The one that you have, the type that you have.
Oh, the cover's off the tankless. You kind of need that.
Yeah. And the fact that they have rags on it's not helping either. I'm just kidding. In the back. But then the other, it's missing floor in the hallway, bedroom, and living room. Well, if it's concrete, then stain the stuff.
Yeah.
Or something.
And if it's wood, paint it.
No, it doesn't work that way. But it's like, come on, people, don't, you can't do this. And you see like a mattress hanging out on this one place.
Yeah.
It's like,
problem is people don't realize that. They don't.
Well, and people go, why can't it be done? It's the mechanic liens that can come and become first position over the mortgage that's done on it. And so I was actually shocked that they're willing to go forward just with those 3 items, because they're a bathroom that has only the toilet in it, and the vanity and everything else is not fully in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, get me started. It's like, just be careful. Even, I was like, oh, it has to have inspection. Must be missing the smoke detectors and the strap on the water heater. Nope, I was wrong.
Hey, I got a question after our podcast, and you gotta haul us to a 9:00 meeting.
Yes, I do. Anything else for today that everybody else needs to know about?
Nope, not a thing. Go out and purchase. It's a great time.
It's an excellent time. Yeah. But you're going to be in competition, which you don't think you're going to be into, but they're there.
They're there.
Yeah, we kept telling you guys, getting this stuff earlier. Everybody kept saying, you guys are full of it.
All it has to do is come down another little tiny bit, and then you're going to be competing against everybody.
Oh, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
All right, make kids, it a great day. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening to us. We really appreciate it. If you like what we do here, just get on our YouTube channel, subscribe to us.
Subscribe.
Also. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye.